Today we have with us my good friend Leah Hope. She has an incredible story of losing 215 pounds naturally. Would you say it's worth it?
Oh, yes. No, you're not overweight. You're beautiful. I'm like, no, I'm both.
Yeah.
Like,
if I was facing this with my daughters, I'd be like, I don't want to wreck their hearts. I don't want to give them a complex with food.
Yeah.
I want to teach them healthy habits.
and my whole life I wanted to lose weight. Like I wanted to, but I didn't actually want to change my life.
Is there anything your parents could have done or said?
No.
Hey guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of Stuff God Never Said. Today we have with us my good friend Leah Hope. Some of you may know her from the internet. She is awesome. Leah Hope Health, right?
Yeah.
Is your handle? Yeah.
Yeah.
She has an incredible story of losing 215 pounds naturally, which is not super common
Yeah.
anymore. It's amazing, but you
Yeah.
did it naturally. And she is just such a gift. She has the gift of encouragement, and everywhere she goes, she sees the good in people. Like her name, Hope, she brings hope everywhere she goes. So I wanted to have her on today to share her story and share her light, because the light of Jesus exudes through her. So I'm super excited for this episode with my friend Leah Hope.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. And we've been talking about this for a while.
I know.
Yeah.
Almost a year.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we're here. So I would love for you to just kind of share the parts of your story that you want to share today.
Yeah. Well, I'll share about my weight loss journey, summarize it. I'm not good at that though.
That's okay.
I spent most of my life overweight, obese. Like by the time I graduated high school, I was around 300 pounds. And my whole life I wanted to lose weight. Like I wanted to, but I didn't actually want to change my life. I didn't actually want to change my habits in my daily life. I just wanted to lose weight and look different. And it wasn't until I was 32 years old and I went to Disneyland with my sister's family, my nephew, who was 3 at the time, who was my little best friend, my favorite person in the world. I was almost 400 pounds at the time, and I knew it was going to be a really challenging day for me. It was hard for me to get up from if I was sitting on the ground, it was hard for me to get up from the ground. Like that's where I was at. I would get out of breath walking from where I parked my car at the grocery store to the front door. That's the level that my health was at. But I really didn't want to miss out on this experience with him at Disneyland. So I went, and it was just a much harder day than I thought it was going to be. I got a migraine just a couple hours in. My feet hurt, my back hurt. I was profusely sweating, and I just had to miss out on a lot of the day with him because of my lack of health. And I had been becoming more uncomfortable in my body. Like I was I say that like I was comfortable in my discomfort. I was uncomfortable, but I was used to it. That was my life. That was my body. That's what I was familiar with. Like I was used to researching a restaurant to see what the chairs looked like before I would go to see if I could fit in them. That sounds like a burden, but to me, it just was my life. It was just my normal. I wasn't comfortable, but I was also comfortable staying the same because it felt easier and familiar and more safe. But when I had that experience, it was the first time the way that I was living was affecting my nephew, the person that I cared more about than anyone else. My whole life, I really could just kind of shake it off as my weight is only affecting me. I never held anyone back. Like if someone wanted to take a walk and I couldn't do it, I'd say like, you go ahead, I'm going to hang back and do that. Like I never let it inconvenience or burden anyone else. It was only my burden and my inconvenience. It made me feel a little better. I could tell myself it only affects me. And then that day I saw my nephew, was getting a less present version of me because of my lack of health. So that day I decided to start making change. Like the next day I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna start making changes, small changes, rather than the whole like I'm throwing out all the junk food and doing this intense workout routine and the all or nothing mindset. I was like, no, I'm just gonna choose simple things. I'm gonna have one nutritious food today. I'm gonna move my body for 10 minutes today. And I really wanted to make sustainable changes because for the first time I decided I don't just want to change my body, I want to change my life. And that includes changing your daily habits and for forever, ideally. Like it was not a diet to me. It was a lifestyle change.
Wow. I feel like you have already said like 3 extremely profound things that apply to every single believer. The first thing you said that I kind of want to hover over for a second, I was comfortable living in my discomfort. that literally hit me to my soul because I've been there.
Yeah.
And maybe not with weight in particular,
Yeah.
but how often are we, whether as believers or just humans, just stuck in a flow of whatever, even if it's bad, but it's easier and it's familiar.
Yeah.
And it is painful, but it's a pain we're used to. And it's less scary than going out into a pain we're not used to.
Yeah.
Like you might have been used to, what did you say, hurt your knees when you like sit or walk?
Yeah, like it was hard to get up
like,
from the ground. Like I needed a wall or something to get up. And
yeah, but you're used to that kind of pain. But you might not be used to like having sore muscles and like the growing pains. It really hurts.
Yeah.
Like it really hurts.
Yeah.
To like train muscles and train all the things. Like I, even in my own life, like you've seen this week, how God calling me to a podcast is a whole new kind of discomfort.
Yeah.
Like I'm used to other pains and other discomforts, but this one hurts different and it's scary. It is scary.
Well,
and
there's a discomfort that we get used to that doesn't require our growth anymore. And then there's a discomfort that requires us to grow and to change. And that's hard.
Especially when you don't know what those changes will be or what they'll look like or what the outcome will be.
And you don't know that it's going to be worth it. You don't yet know that it's going to be worth all the effort that you're putting in. Like when I was losing weight, I could believe that, but I spent my whole life overweight. I had never really experienced life in a healthy body, in a body that felt good, where I could do anything that I wanted to do. I hadn't experienced it. And so I'm like, I'm working so hard for this thing that it's like, how do I even know this is going to be worth it? And you just, I mean, that's what it takes faith.
Would you say it's worth it?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And that's like my message, is that I want people to know it's worth it. But it's hard to work toward anything when, one, you don't know that the outcome is going to come for sure. You don't know that it's going to come. It's probably not going to come in the timeline that you want it to come in. And you don't know for sure that you're going to look back and say that was worth every tear and every bit of hard work. You don't know for sure until you're experiencing it. And then you're like, oh my gosh, what was I waiting so long for? Like, that's my only, I wish I would have started sooner. And I'm not living in regret because of that. It's just, I really didn't know what I was missing out on until I experienced it.
Yeah.
And people could tell me like, oh, you'd feel so much better. And it's like, yeah, but I feel fine.
Yeah.
Like I feel good enough.
Which leads me to the second thing that you said that really stood out was your lifestyle didn't affect anyone but you until it did.
Yeah.
Well, just thinking about you, like that probably felt really lonely.
Definitely. Yes. Very lonely. I never talked about my weight. Like everyone with their struggles, they do things differently. I never talked about my weight. Even my family, like the people I lived with and grew up with, the people I was closest to, none of them would be able to tell you that they heard me complain about my weight once in my whole life. And a big part of that was because I knew if I complained, they were going to tell me to do something about it. And I didn't want to hear that. But also, I honestly tried to pretend like it didn't exist. So I was like, if I don't talk about it, it doesn't exist. Even though that's not, you can try to do that with a lot of things. You can't do that with weight because like it's literally on the outside of your body. Yeah. So you can't hide it. Yeah. Unfortunately. Even though I wish that I could have. I created a culture in my family of like, we do not talk about it. And then it was actually interesting when I started losing weight, no one really knew what to say. Like, can we talk about this now? Like, can we talk? Because I was just so like, no, we don't talk about my weight. We don't mention anything about it.
So did you like verbally make it clear we don't talk about this? Or would you just like shut it down if it ever came up?
Never brought it up myself. No one in my family really brought it up except my sister, who is very direct and will speak her mind. And she, of course, like I knew that she was saying it out of love, but it doesn't feel that way when someone's saying, hey, you need to change. And I mean, I think she said some things like, sorry, I don't want you to die, like a little bit of guilt in there, maybe trying to make me feel guilty. And I get it now, but at the time, there's so many times where it's like, we want to say the exact right, like we see someone who's living a life that it's like it's not the life that we think they should be living, or we know that they could be experiencing a better life or they're missing out on something, and we want to be able to say the exact right thing to them to get them to change, and you can't Like there really is nothing that anyone could have said to me to make me start my journey earlier. And that's such a difficult thing to be confronted with when you see someone you love hurting. And I don't know what the right thing to do is. I don't know if we still should say something knowing that like it's probably not going to make, like the person, they have to get there themselves. Yeah. But I will say when I did get there to that place where I was like, I'm ready to make a change, that my sister and her husband, like I knew that I could go to their house and have a healthy meal and like not have to worry about anything. So it's like, I didn't like it when she was saying it to me when I was not ready to start making the changes.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, when I started making changes, I was like, I knew that I had their support because of what she said when I wasn't ready.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had done an interview with Lex and she had, it was different, but she did talk about how she identified as a transgender man for years and talked about like identity and sin and things that were beneath that and how she would, walk into a church or walk into a Christian community or whatever. And she was like, everybody saw the sin that they saw that was visible to their eyes, but God wanted to deal with what was in my heart. That was the root of all those things, the root of my identity, which was anger in him and bitterness towards him and all these wounds from other seasons of life that made me build this identity in my flesh. Yeah. And do you think that you had any of that? Not that it's the exact same thing, but sin is sin. Gluttony of any source or of anything or addiction, or it's all idols. Yeah. It's all idols that we are serving for our comfort, for our peace of mind, because we deserve it, for pride, whatever it is. We all have them. But do you feel like you had something that you were struggling with underneath whether it was overeating or lack of exercise or like, was it a comfort you were seeking or
definitely a comfort? Like, so I feel like I got to the point where it was just habit. Like I do think it probably started as like growing in a household that was a little chaotic. It's like, okay, the classic, like food is something that I can control. Food is always there for me. Always. Like if that's what I want, it's always going to be there and it's always going to do exactly what I want it to do in that moment. So I think that was a huge part of how it started. And then I do think it more so just became habit. Like it became mindless, mostly because I just didn't have a lot going on in my life that made me emotional. Like for a while, I don't know, my life was just pretty boring. And so it wasn't like this thing would happen and I'd run towards food. It was just like, this is what I do now. I pick up fast food 2 times a day, or like go pick up these convenience food items from the store. It was just my normal. I didn't even think about it. I think we think of emotional eating as, or at least I thought of it as like being sad and then eating or overeating or eating foods that aren't good for you or being angry or something like that. I had a friend who was like, you have to emotionally eat. Like you don't get to this weight without emotional eating. And I was like, I really don't think I do, because I don't have anything sad going on in my life that makes me do it. And then I realized, joy is an emotion and food brings me joy. And so I think for me, it didn't feel like it was a comfort as in like, I'm so sad or depressed and this is going to make me feel better. But it was the thing that I most looked forward to every single day. Like I would go to bed thinking like, I'm going to go to Starbucks in the morning and then I'm going to go to Chipotle for lunch. And it's like, it's what I looked forward to, was planning what I was going to eat. That was my biggest source of joy. And joy is an emotion. So it was, and that should not be nothing should be our biggest source of joy outside of Jesus. Yeah. And so it was still, the emotional eating was still there, just not in the way that people think of it as. And I still find joy from food and I still find comfort from food, but it's no longer my primary source of joy and comfort.
You said by the time you graduated high school, you were 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Is there something that you wish that you had learned, or I'm thinking for my own kids, because my own kids often confuse boredom with hunger and tiredness with hunger. And like even last night, Josie was like, she was up late and she was falling asleep and she was like, I'm so hungry. And I was like, no, that's called tired.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm starving.
Yeah.
You know, and at 4 years old, I'm like, there's no way you're hungry. You ate so much food.
Right.
You're just tired. But like as a parent, what are some things to, whether you have kids that you're trying to from the very beginning get in good habits and healthy relationships, not just habits with food, but relationships with food.
Yeah.
Or if you have a child that's, you know, leaning towards overweight and part of it is genetics. And I fully understand that not everyone is going to be like tall, skinny kid.
Right.
You know, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I've always been not tall and skinny.
Yeah.
What could your parents have said? And not that they, and this again is not to blame, but like for parents who are in this right now with their own children, what is a way to say, let's get you on track?
Yeah.
If I was facing this with my daughters, I'd be like, I don't want to wreck their hearts. Mm-hmm. I don't want to give them a complex with food. Yeah. I want to teach them healthy habits, but is this like a soul issue? Is this a food issue? And how do I not ruin that for them?
That's such a difficult situation. Yeah. And I talked with my counselor, like when I first started working with her, and she was like, I think your parents enabled you. And I was like, they just didn't say anything. And she's like, yeah, that's enabling. And I was like, but if they said something, I think that just would have driven me more towards food too, at least in the place that I was already at. I think what would be really important, and I don't have children, so like I haven't personally tested this out, but
you have experience, which speaks volumes into your advice. I hold it.
I think overall, I would focus on what benefits you're getting from food and movement, rather than being like, oh, we do this so we don't gain weight or something. Like, you know, it's like, oh, we eat protein because that makes us stronger, so we want to make sure to eat our meat or our fish, or like, oh, we have this fruit and vegetables because it gives us nutrients, and more so focusing on what we're gaining from. And same with like movement, like, oh, doesn't it feel so good to move our bodies and to be able to run around and jump and do all this stuff, and just like really highlighting that rather than like, hey, we need to fix you. Obviously you wouldn't say it in those words. Yeah. Instead, just being like, hey, as a family, we're going to start taking walks together, or we're going to do this, and just like focusing on adding in things that benefit us more than what do we need to restrict in order to change things, I think would be a benefit. And highlighting like, we do this because it makes us feel good. Yeah. Because it makes us stronger with anyone, but especially with young girls. I would encourage moms to never criticize their own bodies in front of their children. Yeah. In any capacity. Like, they are always watching and listening, and they might have not even considered, like, no matter their age, it's all learned. I never thought that my nose was big until I heard someone talking about how their nose was big. And I was like in my late teens, and I was like, I literally had never even considered my nose ever. It was just on my face. And then I heard someone else talking about how their nose was so big and they wanted a nose job. And then I was like, my nose is like that same size, so my nose must be big. Like, it's just, I think it's just learned. Yeah, which is so hard to avoid in this world. Like, it is. I try to be very careful about, like, we don't have a scale in our house. Yeah. You know, as much as Cody, my husband, will like work out and, you know, talk about his regimen or whatever, like, we're kind of like hush hush with like weight talk and stuff. Yeah. I mean, they're going to be exposed to it. We let our kids watch Full House. Yeah. And there was an episode where DJ wanted to look good in a swimsuit by like Friday for her friends. And so she was like secretly not eating. Yeah. And I was watching it and I was like, are they picking up on this? Like, looking at the girls. A few days later, Lily, who you know is like a little twig, was like, does this make me look fat? And I was like, what did you do? Like, I couldn't help but giggle. And I'm like, I'm trying to make light of this because I don't want to turn it into a big serious, we don't, you know. Yeah. But baby, where'd you get that? Yeah. Like, where did you get that question? Yeah. And she's like, oh, I don't know. I just am asking. And I was like, no. Yeah. But it's, I mean. Absolutely not. Yes. In her case, obviously, no, it does not make her look fat. But I also think like that question within itself, when it comes to looks, it's like, that's the thing that we fear most. Like, that's what we're wondering. Like, does this make me look fat? Yeah. And it's interesting because I'll get comments online where I'll say like, I'm still curvy, or like I'm thick, and like I'm overweight currently. And people will be like, no, you're not overweight, you're beautiful. I'm like, no, I'm both. Yeah. Like, That's okay. I'm thick, I'm curvy, I'm overweight, and I'm beautiful. And that happened before. Like, people would say that on my old videos. And I did not use the word fat before, but I also think there's power in like taking away that people see it as a negative thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I do a little bit. I'm like, no, you can't. Fat is a thing. Like, we have fat. We
all have it.
Yeah. It's just a part of us. But if I were to ask someone like, do I look fat in this? And they were like, yes. It's like, okay, but why is that the worst thing?
Yeah.
Like, do I look kind in this? Like, I'd rather look kind of like the fact that that's what we're so worried about being. Like, going out into the world and having someone think that we look fat, instead of being like, no, how can I love people better? And how can I look like Jesus and show people the light in me? Like, I'd rather have people see that.
We do live in a culture that's obsessed with image. Yeah. Image and clothes and weight and size and brand. I don't know. Like, it's everything is so visual. Visual, and like Jesus himself, not that he says don't take care of your bodies, he absolutely does, but he's like, don't stress about this. Like, worry about what you're gonna wear, where you're gonna sleep, like all these things. He's like, I'm taking care of the birds and the plants. Like, I'm gonna take care of you. Just stay close. Stay close. And I think we even talked about yesterday about eyes. Were we talking about eyes? How like you can see in someone's eyes when they love Jesus.
Oh yes.
And like the light comes out from them, and you're just like when you see that joy in someone's eyes, that Jesus joy, you don't even notice anything else. No one's noticing if your nose is a millimeter to the left, like, or whatever.
And if they are, then that's a
they need
thing.
some Jesus joy in their eyes. But I get it. It's hard. It is hard. So I think especially as women, with the game of comparison and the game of whether it's within your family or within like I have no doubt that content creation just brings so much. Yeah. Just say everything. They say everything.
All. Like, those are the only comments that get to me now, is like if it's something new that I haven't heard yet. At this point, I feel like I've heard, like, literally every part of my body and face has been criticized. But like, if they say something new, then I'm like, I literally never thought about where my cheekbones sit until you said that. And now I'm very concerned about it. Like, they'll say anything.
They're bots. They're bots. They're not real.
Or either way, they're unhappy. No, we shouldn't be concerned about if we look fat. That doesn't make a difference. But I do think we should want to be healthy. Absolutely. And gluttony in general and taking care of our physical bodies is kind of one of the more acceptable things to overlook in the church.
I absolutely want to talk about this. Because gluttony, I mean, is not just food. It's not just food. Like, I have shopaholics.
Overconsumption.
Like, yes. Anything. Or like, and like in my unhealthier seasons, I'm ashamed to admit this, but I'll do like an Amazon checkout just to like feel that joy. That joy you're talking about. I don't anymore because financially it's proven to not be a good choice. And then I just waste more time because I'm like, why did I buy this? I was just sad. Now I got to go return it and put the kids in the car. It just didn't work out. But like, that's gluttony. That's gluttony. It's just not with food, but it's the same thing. And yes, I think it is more acceptable because it can either be hidden. And I think there's a lot of, on mainstream media, in music, of like, the bigger you are, the more beautiful you are.
Oh, like certain
like
areas.
Be so proud of like
like body positivity.
But yes, that's the word for it. Body positivity. And it doesn't seem like a positive thing to promote unhealth. In any area. Not just, oh, you're overweight, that's beautiful. Are you a beautiful, important person? Are you created in the image of God? Absolutely. And you, like many of us, probably are struggling with something that you are putting before God. That needs to be dealt with.
Like, I wouldn't describe myself as a body positivity, but I'm more into body neutrality. Basically, it's not elevating your body or talking badly about it. It's like, this is what my body does for me. This is how I can feel in my body. Like, I'm grateful. Why are we so focused on our body either way? Saying like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, it's so amazing, or like, oh, it's disgusting, I hate it. Like, let's just, what does our body do for us? Like, what is the function of our body? And is it providing that for us, and focusing on that more? But I do think body positivity in general was just an overcorrection of like, we've been criticizing bigger people for so long and promoting smaller people. I will say I was unhealthy. I was absolutely unhealthy at my bigger weight. But then there was a time where I had been on the journey for a year and was still like 300 pounds. And someone would have looked at me and been like, that person is lazy, that person's unhealthy. And it's like, little do they know, I have not missed one day of exercising in the last year. And I have been tracking my calories for a year. So I think it was an overcorrection in the way of saying, like, you cannot look at someone and say whether they are healthy or not. In the same way that I went to high school with thin, skinny people who were eating fast food every day and eating junk food every day, and they were still thin and skin. It's like, so you can't look at someone and truly determine their level of health. From my own experience, I know that I was unhealthy. I would assume that most people who are morbidly obese have unhealthy habits that got them to that place. The BMI scale says I'm borderline overweight, obese. But it's like, what matters is, do I know that I'm taking care of my body? Do I know that I'm intentionally moving it so that I can feel good, and that I'm working out, and that I'm making sure that I eat enough protein? And it's like, that's what matters more than whether your body looks overweight or obese or fat or whatever it is. Like, am I taking care of my body? I am so much more confident now, and it's not, I truly believe it's not just because my body looks different and my body is smaller. It's because I know that I'm taking care of myself, and not just my body, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Like, knowing that you are taking care of yourself and you are making decisions every single day that benefit you and your future, like, that's a confidence that you can't fake, no matter what your body or your face or anything looks like on the outside. And I think that's what we should focus on more.
Well, your body neutrality thing that you just said, you just described humility.
Yeah.
Because pride is thinking too highly of yourself or thinking too lowly of yourself.
The way you're being self-centered.
Just thinking of yourself too much. Does your body function the way God created it to? And are you doing what you can to care for it? And honor him with it? I did the BMI scale thing like a couple years ago, and I was on the verge of like morbidly obese, just with my numbers. And I was like, because I'm 5'3" and 160, like, that's healthy for me.
It doesn't take muscle into account too, which
apparently
is crazy. Yeah.
But I was just like, whatever.
Yeah. But I do think, body neutrality, being grateful for what your body can do. And I will say a huge motivating factor for me was, I didn't know if I was going to start crying. I was trying to wait a minute.
You can.
It's like, I knew that I could not serve the people in my life well and love them to the best of my ability with the level of health that I had. And so I wanted to love people better, and I wanted to serve people better. And you have to feel good, and you have to be able to move and feel strong and capable in order to do that. And that was a huge motivating factor for me. And I can do that now, even if the BMI scale says I'm overweight and obese. Like, that's what it's about. Like, what can I do in this body? How can I serve the kingdom of God in this body? How can I love people better in this body? And that was hard for me to feel like if a friend asked me to move, it's like, I would love to help you move, but like, I physically can't. Like, I'll move one box and I'll be done and out of breath. And that's what I didn't want to keep living like. It truly was not like, oh, I need my body to look better. It was, I can't live my life the way that I want to live it. I can't be who I want to be to the people in my life in this body because I was unhealthy. It's not about the body itself. I think you could have a bigger body and be healthy and be able to move and do all the things that you want to do. And so I think each person just has to be honest with themselves if they're in that place.
And that kind of goes back to what you said in the beginning about your nephew, when you were like, my weight, my
lack of health.
And even the sin that lies underneath that affects only me. But does it ever?
No.
Does it ever affect only you? Only me?
Yeah.
Does my sin only affect? No, like his word says, what's done in dark will be exposed in light. And that is true for all of us. And sometimes maybe parts of it are more transparent, but it still affects the people we love. And I think of Jonah on the boat, like running from Nineveh when God's like, hey, go to Nineveh. And he's like, no, dog.
Yeah.
I'm getting on this boat.
Runs in the opposite direction.
Yeah, it goes in the opposite direction. And then the whole boat encounters a storm. And he's like, I know this is because of me. And this entire crew and all the ship, like, and so then he ends up, I just love this story so much because Jonah gets off the boat. Obviously he like sacrifices himself and like jumps off and gets swallowed by a whale and gets delivered by the whale to Nineveh. And you know how Nineveh was like a super evil place and they like worshiped all these like crazy gods and did sacrifices, all the things, human sacrifices. But anyway, so Jonah gets delivered like from the whale's mouth onto the shore of Nineveh, and they just immediately like repent and turn and follow Jesus, or not Jesus. Jesus isn't there yet, but follow Yahweh.
Yeah.
And their most significant god was a whale. So their God delivered Jonah to them. And like God knew that all along. I don't know what that has to do with being overweight, but I just love that story so much, because wouldn't God use our own sin to like save an entire nation of people after we got eaten by a whale?
Yeah.
I just think it's the coolest thing in the world. And like, yes, he could have just obeyed the first time and maybe they wouldn't have received him. So maybe his like initial disobedience was actually part of God's plan.
Right. I mean, he knew.
And that can be, I mean, he does. He takes account for all of our stuff. Like when he calls us to whatever, he takes account of our insecurities and our fear and our shame and our sin and our everything. All of that to say,
our sin affects other people.
Our sin affects other people, and so does our obedience.
Yes.
So does our obedience, and your obedience in getting healthy for yourself, for your family, and now encouraging the galaxy, the entire galaxy, Leah. You are such an encourager and such a light, and you show people that they can do it. And if they want to make an excuse, they can. And if they want to do it, they can. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be done in a day, and you don't have to get on a pill, and you don't have to give up all of your food, everything all at once.
Yeah. And I do think it's like in that respect, just being an example matters. Cause like I could say my sin didn't affect anyone else. And then like, if I wanted to make excuses of like, no, it's literally not, like no one else's life is being changed because of me neglecting my physical health. I could convince myself of that, but it's like, the way that I'm living my life is still an example. So even if I convince myself it is not directly affecting someone's life, they can look at me and that is an example. And in the same way that your obedience is an example, you could still say like, oh, my obedience isn't actually benefiting anyone else's life besides myself, and benefiting your own life is enough. But it's like you, especially if you have children or children around you, like you are an example, whether you like it or not. And you can either be an example in your disobedience or in your obedience.
Yeah, that's so true. I do want to circle back real quick because we talked a little bit about kids, how a parent could set an example for their kids. But I feel like we kind of mostly covered like smaller kids. And I feel like teenage years can be tricky when they have independence of choice, and they can go to school and eat what they want, or they can go out with their friends and eat what they want. And like maybe they are on an unhealthy path. Do you think when you were a teenager, is there anything your parents could have done or said to encourage you to make those independent choices?
No,
nothing.
And I know that's like, as a parent, that's like, I feel like it should be comforting and not comforting. It's like comforting, like, oh, there's nothing I can do. But then that's also not comforting. And not to say that there's nothing you can do. And I can only speak from my own experience. I truly don't believe anyone could have said anything to me to make me start making changes before I was ready for it. And that's going to be a different place for everyone. Like people say all the time, like, why'd you let yourself get that far? Why'd you let yourself get that overweight? Like someone else would have seen 200 pounds on the scale as a 15-year-old, 16, and been like, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. And it's like, for everyone, it's just, there's going to be something else that makes them be like, oh, I can't keep living this way. And it's going to be different for everyone. So I would just come back to being an example. Like I really think that, and not in a passive aggressive way, like, oh, you're having French fries, I'm going to have this salad. Like, I don't know. By the way, I barely ate any salad while I was losing 200 pounds. Like, that is not a necessity to losing
Salads
weight.
Are usually disappointing.
Yeah.
Just usually.
And sometimes, like, they're not always low calorie. Dressing is high calorie. So it's like, if I can have this salad and it's just going to be a couple hundred calories less or something, like, I'd rather have the chicken pasta. And or potatoes or whatever it is. But I do think being an example is going to be the best bet. And not that you should just throw your hands in the air and be like, all right, I don't care, gain weight, do whatever you want. Like, that's not what I'm saying either. But food is such a hard thing, because it's like, if they're drinking alcohol or doing drugs, we can completely remove that from your life, and we need to do that. But food, you can't do that. Like, it's a difficult thing to shift out of unhealthy habits with, because you can't just cut it off altogether.
Yeah.
And I think God created food. Like, there are so many moments in the Bible where it's like they're enjoying food together. Like, I think it was meant for that.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's just that it shouldn't be the thing we are most looking forward to.
Right.
I used to go to parties or events, and like, I'd be thinking about what food is going to be there instead of thinking about the people that I'm going to be with. And it should just be the other way around. Like, I want to be with the people, and when we're all together having fun, that's great that we get to enjoy this food together too.
Yeah. How did you surrender that part?
I focused on community. For me, I ate a lot in secret. I'd pick up fast food and eat it in my car, or like like bring it into my room, and then I'd hide the trash so that no one in my family knew that I had it. If it wasn't on the outside of my body that you could see that I was overweight, they would have not known that I struggled with it. Like, if it wasn't physically on, I did not make it clear. Like, I was not having 2 burgers when I went out to eat with people or anything like that. Like, I did a lot in private. When I was with people, I ate the same as anyone else. So they wouldn't have known if I wasn't wearing it on my body, which is unfortunate, but also good.
Oh, how did you surrender the looking forward to food more than anything?
So I ate a lot in secret, and like, I had candy in my desk, and like, that's when I eat my candy. And so when I decided to start losing weight and focusing on that, I really did try to not restrict anything. Like, there was nothing that I was like, you can never have this again. You can't eat this anymore. There were a lot of things that I no longer bought to have in the house, and was like, I'm only going to have this when I'm with community, so that it is not the main thing. So like potato chips or cookies and cupcakes and stuff, like, I no longer bought them and had them alone in my room or in private. And so then it was like good, because it was like double the joy. So it's like, now I'm getting this cookie and these potato chips, and I'm with these people, and I'm in community. And that was what was really helpful for me. So not to tell myself like, oh, I can never have Cheetos again, but it's like, I can wait until I'm at the next party. One, you kind of have the accountability of people around you, so you're not eating the entire bowl or bag of Cheetos or something, but it's also like, you don't feel like you need to, because it's not the only thing that you're enjoying at the moment. Yeah, you're enjoying the people too. Yeah. So that was really helpful.
That's fun. So you're like a social eater. Yeah. Some people are social drinkers. You're a social eater. Yeah. Or like snacker. I'm sure you eat alone.
Yeah.
Just
not certain foods. Yeah. But then it didn't feel restrictive to me. It felt like, oh, I get to enjoy this eventually, and I'll enjoy it with people. Yeah. And then I also don't feel the need to overindulge, because I'm enjoying other things too.
Yeah. That's really smart.
Yeah. It was helpful.
I bet it was. If you could have one encouragement to give somebody who is where you were pre-Disney trip with your nephew and your family, what would that encouragement be?
I think I would say that it's going to be worth it. Because that's the hardest part, to be working towards anything for so long and wondering. I would say I was probably exercising every day for a year and still not still making myself do it. And I was like, will there ever be a time where I want to do this? Or will I have to I just kind of resigned to the fact that like, I'm going to have to make myself exercise for the rest of my life. This is just not what I want to be doing. But then there was a point where like, something would come up and I'm like, I want to take a walk today. And it took a while to get to that place. And so it's so hard to see it when you're at the beginning, or even when you're in the middle of it, to think like, someday I will look forward to this. But if you can stay the course, stay consistent, it will come. And I think the consistency is key. And that does not mean perfection. Like, it's the opposite. It means like, if you planned a 45-minute workout that day and it's 9 p.m. and you didn't do it, instead of being like, it doesn't really matter, walk outside in your backyard for 5 minutes. If you can show yourself that you can still make beneficial choices for yourself, for your health, even on a hard day, even when things don't go as planned, like that just comes back to that confidence piece. And that's something to be proud of, and like to carry that into the next day. Like, I'm proud of myself for doing that. Actually, the time that I was most proud of myself throughout all this journey was not like, I did not miss a day of intentionally moving my body. So when I say exercise, it doesn't just mean like strength training, working at, like, it could just mean a short walk or something like that. I did not miss a day of intentionally moving my body for over a year. Yes, I was proud of that, but that's not the thing that I was most proud. And I tracked my calories every day, every single day for over a year. But the time that I was most proud of myself was when I was going through a really hard time, like the first hard time. It had nothing to do with my health, because like I went through hard times through weight loss because it was hard. It was difficult to change my whole life.
A lot of hard you're signing up for.
But this thing had nothing to do. It was a different situation that was very hard for me. I was feeling depressed. It was difficult. And I turned towards food, and I got on this fixation of Cheetos and fruit snacks. And I'm like, I just want to go and get Cheetos and fruit snacks. And I did it multiple times a week while I was going through this. And I also walked every single day. And that is when I was the most proud of myself, to know that, like, yes, I might be making this choice that I know isn't the best for me, but that's not making me, I truly got rid of the all or nothing thinking. It was like, I know this isn't benefiting me, but I still want to do this other thing that's benefiting me. And it doesn't cancel it out. It doesn't mean it doesn't, like, every single beneficial choice matters, regardless of the choices that you made earlier in the day. If those weren't the best choices, like, we convince ourselves that, like, if we can't do everything perfectly, we might not do it at all. We might as well not do it at all. And it's like, that's just such a disservice to ourselves. And it literally doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Because it's so easy to go from all to nothing.
Yeah. And so my mindset was all or something is what I told myself. If I can't do all that I plan to do, I can do something. Even if it's like, at the end of the day, I write one sentence of gratitude. If I, like, literally one thing that is benefiting me today. And there's just, like, it makes you proud of yourself. And I feel like then you can carry that into the next day. Like, yesterday I made a decision that made me proud, even though it was a really hard day, and even though I didn't do all the other things that I wanted to do. And that it's just such a good feeling.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're so cool. And now you're just encouraging everyone.
Aww.
Being a light.
I really want people to know the whole point of starting to share online. It was never, look at me and what I've done. Like, what does that provide for me? Nothing. Yeah. That doesn't give me anything. What I wanted it is, look at me so that you can see yourself in me and know that this is possible for you too, because I was in your place. It's so easy to look at before and afters, which I still struggle with those. Even though I share it, I struggle with it because it doesn't give enough credit to the journey. And I'm still not an after. Like, I'm going to be in progress for the rest of my life. Like, there is no after, there's no finished. But it's so easy to look at them and tell yourself, like, oh, it was different for this person. It's easier for them. It's their genetics. Oh, it's luck. Oh, they had more money to spend on a trainer or something. There's always something. And I was that person before. And so that's how I know that people even look at me and probably tell themselves that, because I looked at other people and told myself that. And so I just really want people to be able to see themselves in me so that they can know that it's possible for them too. And I tell, like, I'm not special. I do think I'm special in other ways, but in this way, I don't think that I'm special. Like, I don't think that there's anything so special about me that made it possible for me to lose over 200 pounds naturally when it wouldn't be possible for someone else. And I say that to let people know you can do it too. Like, I'm not the exception. The only reason I'm the exception is because I continued to follow through, not because I had something that made it easier for me.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to share?
I love everyone. Always.
That's really true. She really does. She's not lying.
That's really what I want to share.
Do you have any goals for this year?
I want to do one pull-up.
One pull-up.
I've been practicing my dead hangs, and then I had a surgery a few months ago, and so then it's like I go backwards in strength, and so I'm trying to build it back up. But yeah, I've never done one unassisted pull-up.
That's hard.
And that's what I want to do.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Follow along to see when she does it. Leah Hope Health.
Yeah. I will. I need to record all of my tries.
Yes.
And then, like, make a video with me just hanging there. That's how it's going to start.
Yes.
I'm going to be trying, but it won't look like I'll be trying.
I can't wait to see it. How can people find you?
They can find me at Leah Hope Health, pretty much everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. And I am very behind on emails, but I will see them all eventually. And so someone could email me, leahhopehealth@gmail.com.
And you have like...
I have a natural weight loss guide that
natural
I sell.
weight loss guide.
That has everything. Like it's massive. It's like, it's like over 150 pages. Like I did not want to leave out one thing that benefited me that could benefit someone else.
No gatekeeping. So find her guide.
Yes. It's at my website, leahhopehealth.com.
leahhopehealth.com.
Yeah.
Go find it. Be encouraged.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being
here.
here.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're
I
such
feel
a
like
gift.
I know we bounced around from so many things, but I loved it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's fun. And they all had a purpose.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I love you.
I love you so much. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on Stuff God Never Said. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to our channel, like, comment below. We want to hear from you. Love hearing from you. And if you want to hear the episode that we discussed today when I interviewed Lex, you can find it right here. I'll see you next time.